Valentino Rockstud purse, my $3,000 Prada jacket, $2,000 Prada shirt, $2,000 or $3,000 Prada pants, Prada glasses, Prada hat, Prada bracelet, and it's all Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off. Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off.
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Hex Token channel. Your host Superman in the house, and hope you like that one. That is some cool song there, a little rap song around Richard Hart and Prada. I love how the haters' tears fall off the nylon. I think that's pretty funny. So welcome everybody. Hope you guys are having a good time. We're going to get into a lot of stuff. The stock market, Hex, of course, PulseChain updates, a lot of project updates, airdrops, and things like that. We're going to talk about Hex T-shares. Why they were going to be more valuable than Bitcoin in the future, and the Hex Daily Stats and much more. So look forward to all that stuff coming up. Stay tuned. Let's see who's in the house at the moment. We got a big welcome from Hex Token channel. Yeah, boy. We got BC in the house there. 3, 2, 1. Rocket takeoff. We've got rocket takeoff. That's it, right? Actually, that's absolutely right. BC in the Matrix. We have. Let's check out the old rockets. This was the Elon Musk rocket going up today. Pretty amazing. What's the big one? I can't even remember what it's called, but here we go. Let's check it out.
We can see those grid fins steering the boosters for a precise landing. Again, we're attempting landing. Landing zone 1 and 2. There we just heard sonic booms. And there you have it. As indicated by the enormous cheers, we have successfully landed both Falcon Heavy side boosters at landing zone 1 and landing zone 2.
So there we are, the Falcon Heavy. We haven't seen that taken off, I think, for a year. So amazing double boosters landing. Pretty awesome. You think that video is cool? Watch this one. This one is even better.
They are right there.
So that reminds you of how bullish our ecosystem is going to be. It's going to be like that, the Falcon Heavy, pretty amazing. That reminds me of like the Thunderbirds. Remember the Thunderbirds a little while back? Where they had 5 different ships of the Thunderbirds. It reminds me of that. So pretty awesome. Great to see that happen. And man, you just never get used to 2 rockets landing, that's for sure. Francis in the house. Hey, good to see you, Francis. Hello. We've got Bloodfish King in the house as well. G'day, everybody. Has anyone had trouble claiming the PP token? Now, we're going to talk about that later on, so stay tuned for that, Bloodfish King. Michael Racine's in the house. Hello. Good to see you. R23 as well. What's up? Good to see you, R23. Ted Nelson in the house. Diddy Paws in the house. Let's get ready. Absolutely. And KD as well. Good to see KD in the house there too. Also, just had a chat on Discord. Quite a few of the community members and community leaders and moderators. So it was great to see everybody in together there. Talking about workshops potentially in the future. So stay tuned for those. Going to look at holding some workshops. Katie in house there, getting excited. Sandy Beach as well. Good to see Sandy Beach. CJ, good to see CJ as always. Always a pleasure, CJ. And Sandy Beach is hi, Hex Token, everybody. Hello, everybody. Magnus in the house. Hey, Magnus, been a while. Hey, folks, good to see Magnus too. Who else is in there? Crypto Tycoon. I'm here in time. Hello, everybody. Go Superman. Hey, Crypto Tycoon. Always a pleasure. Go, 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 as we say. Christian, a Colin House as well. What's good, familia? Who else has jumped in there at the moment? We've got Elon is a beast, says he is. And I don't know if you guys see, you know how Twitter has these blue check marks for these kind of elite community people. I don't know how you get them, but basically he's going to make a blue check mark for everybody. So already making a big imprint there. And of course, I think it's $8. People have to pay $8 to get them. You probably have to confirm yourself somehow that you're a real person or something. But that's pretty cool. So already bringing real democracy, real power to the people, not power to the elites, because the elites are trying to take power around the world, but actually giving power back to the people. A really good start from the good old Elon there. What else do we got? BEW isn't man amazing, says BEW. I know, it's pretty crazy stuff, isn't it? Shano in house as well. Woohoo! Good to see Shano. Chance nicely in the house as well. Let's get excited. I like that one, Chance nicely. And those emojis looking pretty good. I wish in the studio that they showed up on the actual StreamYard studio. It doesn't really show the emojis properly. Unfortunately, that's why you get all the words like that. Dave Down Under says, any thoughts on when next Hex pump? Dave Down Under, well, we've got to get through this Fed rate hike. And the Fed rate hike has still got a few hours to go. So we'll be talking about that too. It's got about 19, 20 hours to go to the Fed rate hike. So that's how far. So we've still got that coming up. I tend to think that it's probably going to be slightly more hawkish than people are kind of thinking it's going to pivot. So we'll see. Well, I want one, says Sandy Beach. Me too. Great White says, when is Zen pumping, says Great White. I'm not sure. We're going to have a look at that too, though, later on. When we look at the airdrops and free claims, we'll look at the Zen price update. We're just doing Ethereum, though, and we're not doing the 9 other chains or whatever, however many they've launched on, and plus the NFTs. Right, let's get into it, folks. Welcome, everybody, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Definitely hit the like button, hit the bell if you want to get future videos notifications. And what else are we going to talk about? Yeah, get into it. And if you want to get into our Discord, you want to get part of those workshops that we're going to try and organize in the future, get into our Discord. The link's in the video description. We're heading up towards 950 members. Really, really awesome. And representing PulseChain and Hex on the Discord. We are doing a good job. I think we're doing a good job, and you can be part of it. So get into it. Stock market today. Update. Dow slips as strong data cools with the Fed pivot bet. So people are betting on a less hawkish, and there's good reasons for that. We're going to talk about that too. Let's have a look at the markets at the moment. We've got the Dow Jones Industrials. These are top 30 industrial firms in the US, at least that listed in this index. Down 0.25% there, 80 points to 32,653. That's still looking really good at the moment. We haven't had big dramatic pullbacks in the market. Obviously, the market's pulled back. We haven't had a capitulation yet of the stock market. That's what we're worried about in the future, is getting those. We've been getting 2-3% days that are negative, but we haven't been getting like 7%, 8% days. Those are the ones that we're kind of thinking might happen, but they cause carnage when they do. So let's see whether we get that coming up. We're going to need a trigger for that probably. Sometimes it can happen without expectation. So we'll see. S&P 500 down 0.4% at 16 points, down to 3,800. The NASDAQ with all the tech companies in it is down 0.9% there, 97 points, down to 10,890 on NASDAQ. The VIX is down a little bit there, down about a quarter of, quarter percent, and of course at 25.81. The VIX there is the volatility index. And of course, the dollar index there is pretty much flat, just slightly up at 111 versus its trading partners. That may strengthen tomorrow with the interest rate rise when it actually takes effect. Obviously, lifting the interest rate attracts more capital into your currency, and of course, US is a reserve currency. We'll see that. We probably should see the other currencies like the Kiwi, like the Aussie, and other currencies weaken. They've been gaining a little bit ground back. But they may weaken tomorrow as well. Let's have a look at the commodities indexes here. We got Brent oil is at $95, and West Texas there is up slightly, 32 cents to $88.69. And of course, if we look at the over the last month on the oil there, we can see that we're starting to head back up a little bit there. We've got a little bit of a uptrend. If we break out of this period over $95, we'll definitely get that. And obviously the OPEC deal there as well, trying to reduce supply despite the fact that they have a bigger demand outlook in the future, because they can basically, call the shots. That's pretty much it, and get the most value out of it. We've got the gold at $1,650 and silver pretty flat as well at $19.63, and that's pretty much it for the commodities. Let's jump over to the commentary. The Dow made a weak start to November after slipping Tuesday, as data pointing to underlying strength in the labor market cooled hopes of a Federal Reserve pivot just a day ahead of a widely expected rate hike. They might be slightly more hawkish than people are thinking. Remember, they are kind of trapped a little bit because of the huge public debt, over $30 trillion of debt and things like that. Obviously, the interest rate, that's just costing more money. So they're kind of trapped a little bit there. Will they go to 4.5% federal funds rate by the end of the year, or maybe 5% at the beginning of next year? We will see. We're going to find out tomorrow. And, of course, that is an important difference because obviously that feeds into the retail rates and pushes them up higher as well, not just government debt. Let's have a look at other stuff there. We've got the job openings increased to 10.7 million, confounding expectations for a fall to 10 million. And that was the target expectation was 10 million, but actually came in at 10.7 million on the job openings. Today's data suggests that hopes for a Fed pivot may have been premature, and I think that's probably true. The Federal Opens Market Committee kicked off its 2-day meeting and is expected to raise rates by 75 basis points on Wednesday. So we're about 19 hours away. And, of course, there's 82% of people polled think that they're going to raise it by 75 basis points. That would get us to a federal funds rate of 3.75 to 4. You can see it in the chart there. Only 18% think we'll get a 50 basis point rise, which is possible, particularly if you think that they're pivoting a little bit, or they're going to try and do a softer narrative, or they're going to try and play the midterms a little bit, because that's on the 8th of November. So we'll see how that plays out tomorrow. Well, within about 19 hours. It'll be easier than that. So that's cool. Still, there are some who suggest the Fed Chairman Jerome Powell will likely point to slowing growth as a factor that the Fed is monitoring, but the Fed chief will be wary of leaning too dovish. In other words, pulling back that rate, maybe 50 basis points, to signal that a pivot is forthcoming, and may not signal that pivot as well. So it's cool. Powell will move off the Jackson Hole-sounding rhetoric. Remember back months ago, they talked about being very aggressive, and, of course, dealing with inflation. They were late to inflation, remember. Inflation was just going to be transitory, and, of course, it wasn't. Everyone was telling them it wasn't, but apparently they get paid to be wrong, so a lot. So that's pretty much it. And potentially say we're going to slow the path of rate increases, but we're going to keep rates at these levels for a while. Chief strategist of Sprouting Rock Asset Management said. I think he will probably also emphasize we're not going to have a V-shaped return in Fed policy, and I agree with that. So that's not probably going to happen either. That's pretty much the highlight there in the commentary. Let's get over to crypto. Have a look at where crypto is at the moment. Holding up at the moment at $20,558 on BTC. Maybe that will capitulate tomorrow. We'll be watching that. So will we get a sudden shock and awe tomorrow? Depending on the forward-looking view of the Fed, and will that impact stock market and crypto? And of course, as you know, we've been following El Capo of crypto trading analyst talking about that. Maybe we'll get a short double top, which we're kind of getting at the moment with BTC. Gets rejected at 21K. If it breaks 2,400 and goes down, maybe by mid-November we get that $14,000 mark. Maybe that's the bottom. Maybe we get to 11,000. That 11,000 and pray mark of Richard Hart. Who knows? We'll see. But at this stage, that's kind of where we are. We're certainly not getting over 21K. But if maybe the Fed goes very dovish, pivots, gives us sort of a more of a pivot, being dovish about their December rate hikes, maybe we get 50 basis points, or maybe they even pivot even more, then maybe we might see a bit of a bounce. So either way, it's going to go one way or the other. I tend to think that we'll probably have slightly more hawkish news than a dovish news. That's kind of where my position is at the moment on that one. Let me know in the chat what you guys think as well. BNB had a really good time, up $300 to $326. Obviously, with their involvement in the Elon Musk Twitter, was half a $500 million in part of that takeover, and potentially going to be getting involved with the blockchain side of Twitter maybe Twitter wallet, social marketplace, all that sort of stuff, as well as Dogecoin, which has also been the beneficiary, up 14.47%, up to 14 and a half cents there. In fact, let's have a look, because obviously Elon tweeted again back here, right here. The price had already done double top up to 13 and a half cents back here on the news of Twitter, and then of course came back here as it does. People selling the pump down 11 cents, and then it got up to here to 12.8 cents, and then of course Elon Musk tweeted out with a little dog and Twitter symbol, and away the market went, rallied up all the way up to 15.5 cents, and then back down to 14 cents now. So looking like it's going to have an uptrend now. We will see on that one. People are boding well for Dogecoin and potentially Binance Smart Chain benefiting from the Twitter and Elon Musk there as well. So that's pretty bullish there. So we'll be watching that. Now, obviously, some big YouTubers that normally shill Bitcoin and Ethereum, they shill margin trading. Some of them have picked up a large amount of Dogecoin early, and they're killing it on this at the moment and making the best of it. So that's just the way it goes. All right, so cool. That is pretty much the markets there at the moment. Let's jump over to the Hex ecosystem. Let's get into that. And of course, Hex at the moment. Let's get rid of the trades there. Hex holding up pretty well at the moment. Let us get rid of that. What we've had 221 buys, 176 sells at the moment, 3.6 million volume on the Hex USDC pair. So that's pretty much where we are on that. Let's zoom in and have a look at the charts timeline. So like I say, we've got the Fed rate hike here, expecting 75 basis points, 80% of people. I think that's a fair expectation. We got 50 basis points is a chance if they're going to play the midterms and maybe argue this slightly slow growth. So we're going to wait and see. And maybe we get a surprise to 50 basis points. That would be a big up for the markets. We get 50 basis points. The markets will really rally on that. The markets may rally on 75 basis points too, but depending on what the outlook is going to be. And I tend to think it's still going to be a little bit more hawkish than dovish. So we may get a bit of a flat day tomorrow, if not a little bit of a pullback. If that, depending on how negative, how hawkish they are, what signals they send. So we're just going to wait and see on that one. We've got 90 hours to go for that event. It's coming up in 90 hours. So let's see how we go. The US elections, obviously, up on the 8th here. So 8th of November. And, of course, then the inflation number on the 10th. That's going to be very important too. Is it going to come back for the month of October from 8.2% in September and come back down maybe 8%, something like that, or even 7.9%. That'd be pretty nice, something like that. We will see. Obviously, we've had that's headline inflation. So then we've got the Hex HSI auctions coming up on the 13th. That's the big event, and I think that's going to be fun to see. Now, obviously, we'll see what the starting point is with this Fed rate hike, see whether we get either a sideways or a bullish outlook for that coming after the next 9 hours. It's going to be good to get rid of this Fed rate hike, by the way, get it behind us, because it just it really just holds back the market, So we're waiting to get through that. And tomorrow, the same time tomorrow, we'll be through this and we will know the outcome of that event. And that's why I said a couple of days ago, I said maybe it's prudent for risk management for you to have some US dollars on the sidelines because these kind of events can do unexpected things. They can be unexpectedly bullish afterwards if it's dovish. They can be terribly bearish and sell off, risk off afterwards. And sometimes that can cascade as well. So that's kind of where we are at this stage. So it's always good to take a bit of financial risk management. Now, the other thing, of course, is that the market's actually held up pretty well, right, the last couple of days into the federal rate hike. So definitely, I think the sentiment is more people expecting a slightly more dovish, but that may end up being wrong. And when expectations are wrong, then the market can be more dramatic to the downside. So we'll just watch out that very carefully. Richard Hart's end of the bear market from our video, the 21st of November here. We'll see whether that plays out. And, of course, El Capo of Crypto, our analyst, talking about Bitcoin dropping down into the middle of November. So somewhere in here, maybe that plays out. So we will see for that one. And then, of course, Hex third birthday coming up here on the 2nd of December. And maybe we have this little V comes down on the market for Bitcoin and back up. And maybe Hex moves in the late end of November leading into Hex birthday. Sometimes Hex is, I think Hex last year was pretty poor, if I remember rightly, and around the birthday. And of course, remember we had that big party in London for that. And remember Richard Hart throwing around Hodl Dog, and big hugs to Hexologist and people that he's been following and supporting for a long time. And of course, here we are with December coming up here, the final rate hike for the year, 14th of December. This is the one that's really going to be important too. Will it be 50 basis points? Will it be 25 basis points? We'll find out from the Fed rate hike here. And of course, the inflation data that comes in, how we get on for this final rate hike of the year. And hopefully that's the end, right? We're hoping that if the Fed gets to 4.5 basis points, 4.5% on the federal funds rate, hopefully that's the end. Hopefully they're not going to go to 5%. They will be saying, and I bet you they'll be saying tomorrow, in 19 hours time, that they will be watching that inflation. They'll be wanting it down, but maybe they will pivot as well, because they are kind of trapped. If they make interest rates too high, then the public debt's too high, residential markets, they're really going to deliver a hard landing. Not just we're expecting recession next year, 90% chance of recession, but how hard is that going to be? Because it's a blunt instrument, right? Interest rates are a blunt instrument, and they can have a lot of unintended consequences. That's why they say it's going to be a bit of a hard landing, a bit of pain. Remember that? Having a bit of pain. Yeah, it's all fine and dandy. The people have the pain, but how much pain that could be is another thing, because we can get cascade failures is happening as well, particularly the property market, right? That's really the big deal. What does that impact? Of course, that impacts the wealth effect, and the wealth effect impacts consumption and investment. And what else does it happen? It also impacts corporations and employment. And so employment gets hit hard, and that impacts, what does it impact? It impacts income. So both the wealth effect and the income effect, the two things that drive value, and in addition to money printing, is really could get hit and cascade into 2023. So that's the thing there we were looking at. On the positive note, hopefully they're going to ease off on the retracement of money supply, the M2 money supply, remember. Hopefully they'll pull back on that a little bit, allow it to lift a little bit there, rather than moving down at the beginning of this year and then sort of sideways for the last couple of months. Hopefully they're going to actually allow money printing, the M2 supply, to increase. Not like it was, but maybe 5-10% would be a nice little increase there, and that would be good for asset markets as well. We'll see where that plays out. I'll probably pull it up on tomorrow's live stream. We'll talk more about that so that you can visualize it. In any case, PulseChain unknown. I've got it here. If we get a V3 testnet in November, that'd be really bullish for Hex in particular. I still think we've got the wild card for Hex to play out potentially in November, December. That could play out. We've already had one of those already with the liquidity reset back here. Look at that. Bam. Hex got liquidity reset, better fees for liquidity provision as well. So we'll see whether we get another one of those in November and into December. And of course, we'll see what the tone of the Fed interest rate does there as well. So I'm actually fairly optimistic in here. Got a bit more confidence in here. Once we get through the next Fed rate hike, I think we'll have a better idea of how optimistic or pessimistic we can be. But I think I'm feeling pretty positive into this late November, December mark. We will see. And maybe, really that Christmas rally, they were pretty nice. PulseChain launch. Let's see how we go. Now, obviously, the highest of stakes made a mistake on their website. Let's go check and see whether it's fixed up, because I haven't actually checked the highest of stakes. The highest of stakes. Let's go see. They had a bit of a drama. People were talking about it all over the place. Drama. Let's go check that out. So they had accidentally, and I know it was a pretty bad accident, to be honest. They accidentally made this the official premium distribution Q1 2024 to Q2 2024. That caused some high drama, and of course it was just a typo mistake there when they were updating their website. It has actually been corrected, so it's now Q1 23 to Q2 2023. Now remember, our original expectation was around December 2022, so that has definitely been pushed out a little bit, but not too bad, into Q1 Q2 23, which is what I said. I think the last couple of days said that they were probably in practice, when you go from the production phase where you finish the highest of stakes into the distribution phase where you're trying to get your deals done with streamers. Remember, to do these deals, you've got the highest of stakes team. They hire a sales agent, or they've got a sales agent. They have to interact with an agency in the middle, and then they get to the streamers on the other side. So they've got to go through this process to get the distribution deals done for these streaming services like Netflix and Hulu and Disney and things like that. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see that play out. And obviously that takes a little bit more time, right? So that could take a year, up to a year probably. So I think this Q1, Q2, it seems like a reasonable timeline for me. What does that mean for PulseChain? Hopefully not a lot. Hopefully not a lot. I mean, I'd be happy for PulseChain to launch in Q1, and January particularly would be pretty cool. And then away we go. That'd be pretty nice to me. And then this can come out afterwards. People can go, oh wow, PulseChain's out, and get participation in that as well. So I think that's not too bad. That's still early. Still early days. First 3 to 6 months of a PulseChain launch. Still early days as well. And we've got to remember, none of these people are going to get access to the PulseChain Sacrifice or the PulseX Sacrifice because they're all closed. The best values in the first 3 to 6 months of accumulation. We get a lot of opportunities in there. People sell. Large whales will sell. Large retail will sell. But there's so many people, I think, that are out there that will pick up the coins for the demand is huge. So I think that's going to be not a problem. All right, so cool. That is a little bit update there. Let's have a look at the Hex whale here as well. And I'm not going to talk too much about price at the moment until tomorrow because we want to see what that Fed rate hike is going to do. And so we'll just be cooling off at the moment. But at the moment, the Hex price is looking pretty nice there at 4.369 cents. So we'll probably talk more about that tomorrow once we have a better lay of the land with the volatility, because it's a bit hard to make any reasonable comment on that at this stage. At the moment, the Hex is looking pretty good, though, where it is. All right, so cool. Let's jump over to some of the whales here. We've had some big short-term stakers here, 55 million, 50 million. Some large holders doing those short stakes. We had 23 million in stake after 60 days, just heaps of short of these large short stakers here. Another one, 23 million, 10 million in stakes. So heaps of these short-term stakers, only like, a month, 2 months, 3 months, another 10 million, heaps of them. Look at them, heaps of them today. We had some nice penalties in there coming in as well over the last 24 hours. 8.6 million was bought 2 hours ago for 374,000. Nice. Let's actually have a look, see if anyone's got any comment on that. No comment on that, so that's cool. We got 3.6 million bought 2 hours ago, so that was probably the same group there. So like over 11 million. That's nice to see. Very, very cool. So all right, so that's kind of cool there. Let's have a look at we're going to move on from there and look at Hedron. Let's get rid of the trades there and have a look at Hedron. Hedron at the moment is up at 3827. Not too bad. Certainly tried to have a rally yesterday, a bit of a rally, got to 3971, almost back to 4,000. And so far it's still holding the support line. If we have some good news with the Fed in 19 hours, this thing might eventually do that rally that we're expecting. We will see. Over the 24 hours, we had 38 buys and 39 sells, so pretty even on the old buys and sells over the last 24 hours. Let's have a look at the zone here. And of course, let me just pull this down. So yeah, we got a nice position potentially for a nice breakup if we get positive enough news from the Fed, if they go a bit more dovish. And then we've got that second part here as well. On this chart, of course, we're going to have probably by the third PolyMaximus launch as well, which is just another big whale bidder, where all the small players get to act as a whale. They're going to be up against potentially all the whales, maybe potentially against the OA. Depends. Let's see if the OA does anything. I would like to see a scenario that the OA bids and wins, and that lowers the T-share inflation and the Hex inflation. That'd be pretty cool from my point of view. So we'll be looking out for that. So obviously the inflation there as well. Let's see if we get a big up move here on the old Hedron. Obviously, a lot of whales still have a lot of Hedron, so it's really the narrative could be offset by that, by the interest rates and the whales having already a lot. So we'll see whether we still get that rally in there. I think there's excitement's there. I think we're going to have excitement. I think we're going to get a little bit of a rally, but we're up at 67,000 T-shares. It's over that much now. I think it's 67,500. So it's going to be pretty juicy, particularly those top 90 HSIs that are up for grabs. So pretty cool. We might have a bit of a look at that tomorrow once we're past the Fed interest rate hike and see where we are from there. See what this chart looks like then tomorrow. But so far, holding the uptrend and definitely holding 3,400 is pretty pivotal here. And holding now this angular uptrend too. So actually positioned pretty well if we get some good sentiment on the interest rate rises for a nice little rally, I think. So that's cool. Let's jump over to Maxi PolyMaximus, or PolyMaximus, as they say. They also launched a new product yesterday to support their PolyMaximus, and that was Polywater. So Polywater, yes, folks. They launched another token here, but it is a utility token, really. It's for, at least it's for a purpose. And Polywater is simply an ETH gas donation smart contract that mints you water tokens when you donate. There should be no expectations, but donated ETH could be used for Poly HSI bidding gas fees, Poly HSI's in-stake gas fees, and good suggestions in the suggestion box. So that's cool. And you just might never know, right? You just might never know if you're that committed to the Maximus ecosystem. Maybe the water token might be a surprise. Maybe there might be some benefits there. Who knows? With this team, you just never know. And of course, this is one way to go there. So Polywater, they'll be launching that too. So they're all looking PolyMaximus, where you put Hedron in, you get Poly tokens out. And of course, they'll be bidding on the Hedron Hex HSI auctions coming up on the 13th of November. And of course, there's also a secondary token now, Polywater or water token. And of course, that's kind of a really commitment and supporter token. And of course, maybe there could be surprise benefits to that. We will see. But in any case, it's going to help with the gas fees. And it shows you that you're committed to the ecosystem, which is, it's been expanding like incredibly, doing super successful as the Maximus team been. So that's pretty cool. That's coming up there. Richard even wrote water here. So I gather that's referring to this project. And of course, Dipcatcher's been out there 2 hours ago, not live now, deploying Polywater to testnet and building the front end for that as well. Now we're expecting, obviously, for Hedron, the PolyMaximus audit to come back on the 2nd of November. And then, of course, the 3rd of November, potentially a launch for minting phase. They'll have a minting phase in here. They've got to be ready by the 13th of November. So I guess I don't know how long the mint phase is going to be, maybe 7 days or 10 days, I don't know. But then by the 13th, they've got to be ready for the auction. The executioner there's got to auction and bid on that too. So cool. We're watching out for that. So it's going to be fun. All right, so that's kind of that on the Maximus. I hope you guys enjoyed that. We're going to jump over to the airdrops as well. We're going to get into PulseDoge coin. Before we do that, we're going to jump back into the chat and catch up on everybody who's arrived. Let's see who else is in here. How are we doing for time? 33 minutes, not too bad. Let's have a look at some of this. We're going to have a look at the airdrops and free claims. So a lot of people have been following these. People love free stuff in crypto. Hey, can you blame them? Can you blame them? If you're staking Hex, by the way, man, we've had so many airdrops for Hex. What is it, like 9, 10, maybe more? It's getting right up there now. If you've been staking Hex, all those upside tokens have been incredible since over the last 3 years almost. What else? Let's jump through some of this. Great why is Zen pumping? We're gonna have a look at that pretty shortly. What else there? Let's jump through some of this. G'day everyone from Andrew. Good to see Andrew in the house. Charity Dunning's in the house as well. Good to see you. Hi all. Charity says you all think Paul Pleb claim is safe. Don't want to be picking up pennies in front of freight trains. Yes, apparently the Pulse Police have checked it, and of course you can confirm it on Telegram that it is safe. So it seems to be okay. They have had technical issues with the site, I think, and with the airdrops. That's the one thing I would say, Charity. Should have gotten dodged. I didn't cause. I thought it was a joke, says Christian. That's just the way it goes. Zen 4X today says Tail 7. Well, we're going to check that out shortly. Fat Sammy says, yeah, boy. Good to see you. Tail 7 says, I grabbed a big bag of SHIB. Not only does it historically follow Dodge, but it will have value on PulseChain, says Tail. It's probably true there, Tail 7. Probably true. RH called me to tell me that we are a day closer to the PulseChain launch. Well done there, Christian. Well done. Make sure that I can't remember what I was going to say there. But anyway, he called me today to say that the Bitcoin top on the day, says Tail 7. Definitely smash the likes, Katie says. Christian says, I'm a bit stuck now because should I buy some Hex tonight or wait for the Fed crap? Well, hey, look, it's probably prudent to potentially wait, Christian. That's probably what I would say. But once again, you need to decide what you're going to do with that. But that's kind of my thoughts on that one. What date in Aussie Kiwi time is that big Hedron buyback? The 14th is down under time, 13th on November for the US Northern Hemisphere. I think they were taking something out of everybody. Seems like a little laugh at them. Astrid and House, good to see Astrid. Coach says, I wrote to Sander telling him I've been good. All I want for Christmas is Hex PLS. PLSX, ho, ho, ho. I agree with that one. That'd be pretty cool. Talsium said January 25th would be perfect for PulseChain launch. I agree. That would be very, very nice. And Sandy Beach says, all I want for Christmas is PulseChain. And hey, Christmas would be even better. Christmas would be even better. I agree with you on that one. The truth is, all I want for Christmas for all year is a great year coming up, says Christian. Very nice. I appreciate those words there, Christian. Brazil's in the house. Hey, everybody. And Big Kahuna as well. Good to see Big Kahuna. Let's jump in the house there. Kato Natural. Hello, guys. Good to see Kato. Ashtree in the house there with the water. Yeah, we're talking about the poly water there. And the taps have been turned on. Sandy Beach says he called me and said Prada. Yeah, he likes the Prada and the nylon where all the haters' tears just fall off. That's a pretty fun video. I might play that video later on again. So that's cool. All right, so here is Pulse Dogecoin. Obviously with Pulse Bitcoin launched, and we've been following this, particularly the first couple of weeks. See that the RSI's moved down here. So definitely a bit of room here for the old Pulse Dogecoin. Let's have a look at the transform here. So the big thing, of course, that people are doing at the moment is transforming the PLSD, which basically gets burned into asset tokens so they can mine Pulse Bitcoin. We've got a 60-day launch phase for that. And at the moment, we've got this uptrend in Pulse Dogecoin doing a little bit. Maybe this is not entirely expected, right? Obviously, people that are not potentially, I guess, I haven't been looking at all the wallets, but maybe people potentially that have not decided to commit to Pulse Bitcoin have decided to just sell down at different stages in here. But we've still got this kind of uptrend from here to here, and that's holding that at the moment. But we're definitely down at $6.57. Seems like a bit of opportunity in there for a nice swing up, and we'll be talking about that as well. There is a bit of a challenge around the narrative, right? So narrative between a meme coin, which is actually getting more scarce, so it should be more valuable. But however, this is a multi-token ecosystem now. You've got Pulse Bitcoin. They're going to have Pulse Litecoin soon. They've got the ASIC token. They've got the ASIC token miner NFT. So it's really a multi-token ecosystem now. So it's going to be a bit of a give and take on that. The other thing, of course, this burning of Pulse Dogecoin goes all the way through to about the 20th December. And, of course, after that, we'll have the final amount of Pulse Dogecoin. Maybe it will rally at that point. Maybe it will sell off. I kind of feel maybe some of the whales will buy into it. But we will see how that goes. At the moment, of course, we've got possibly a little bit of opportunity here, still holding this particular uptrend. And so we'll see how we go. The ASIC token miner also running at the moment 30 days to get ASIC tokens. These NFTs, a bit like the What's NFTs, you hold them and you get more ASIC tokens. You're not mining Pulse Bitcoin though, but you're getting more of these ASIC miner tokens. And of course, you can maybe when they have Pulse Litecoin also mining, you'll be able to mine two amounts of those, possibly with more ASIC tokens. Got to remember that was it 2.25% of the ASIC tokens get burned when they get mined. So let's have a quick look at some of the updates there. 21 hours ago, the Pulse Bitcoin team says that some really cool features are being added to the Pulse Bitcoin mining dApp. Stay tuned. So that was 21 hours ago. So there's some new features coming in. Let's see what those are. I don't think they're out yet, so we'll check those though. Stay tuned on that one. I think that was kind of the highlight there. Just obviously stay safe as well. There's some burning going on there. All the burning, over 45% are burnt on the Pulse Dogecoin. Richard even talked about Pulse Dogecoin in a live stream here. Sorry, in a Twitter space here. Richard's talking about that. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Richard is a legend. Talking about Pulse Dogecoin, saying, well, if you're going to be in a meme coin, you might as well be one that's going to be on the Pulse chain, the Pulse Dogecoin there. So that was pretty interesting. But let's have a look at the results on the app at the moment. Obviously, for every Pulse Dogecoin that you mint or you transform into asset tokens, you get 5 asset tokens for every Pulse Dogecoin. Pulse Dogecoin is on the market. ASIC is on the market, but Pulse Bitcoin is not tradable on the market yet. It is still 18 days away before we'll see Pulse Bitcoin on the market trading. So there is no coin on that. Don't get scammed. There's no coin on at least for another 18 days. So 2.8 million PLSD has been burned so far and transformed into 13,760,000 asset tokens used for mining. That is a massive 45.989%, almost 46% of Pulse Dogecoin is now being burned, destroyed, which making it almost 50, half as scarce now. And I think that we're probably on track for hitting 50,000. Remember, we've still got quite a bit of time to go. Look, all this time to go here. Heaps of time to burn more Pulse Dogecoin. we'll see where the final number tallies by the end of December there. It's going to be pretty fun. So really, really cool there. Now, people, once they get asset tokens, and it's pretty easy to do, you just put your PLSD in here and you'll get asset tokens out the other side. It's pretty easy to do. And of course, you can also buy PLSD on the Uniswap, which we just looked at. Let's have a look at the mining, how much mining is going on. People currently earn 7.5% on the mining reward rate. They have to pay a 0.25% asset mining fee. That makes asset deflationary. And of course, there's 5,770 miners at the moment, with a 9.69% way to the first halving. So they're progressing pretty well. And first time over 1 million Pulse Bitcoin or PLSB tokens have been mined now out of 10.5 million before the first halving. Remember, there's only ever going to be 21 million Pulse Bitcoin. So you're getting getting in early is the best, right? Because you're getting the most Pulse Bitcoin there and so forth. So store only not even 10% away through before the first halving now. So that's kind of cool. The asset token miners, these are the NFTs where you earn asset tokens, but you're not mining Pulse Bitcoin. There's 2,015 ATMs now, a bit like the What's the NFTs. And of course, you have to cash them in to get your asset tokens. 1.4 million points, I guess, which is 1.4 million US dollars. And we'll see what that money gets allocated for. No expectations, right? But we'll see whether anything happens with that. 12 days out of 30 for this one. And 12 days out of 60 for this one, which I put on the chart here with these orange bars here, horizontal bars. That's pretty much it for those. So that's kind of cool for the Pulse Bitcoin. I'm trying to see what I've got over here. Oh, yeah, we're not quite up to that one yet. So that is where we're heading at the moment. I think there's a bit of an opportunity in here, but once again, we've got the Fed interest rates coming up in about 19 hours. So just maybe stay cool on that one. Watch it pretty closely and so forth. The white token, of course, another free airdrop to sacrifice holders. The sacrifice for 8 different sacrifice projects. It's currently just at 0.4 of a penny. Not doing much here, but definitely got re-rated by the market. Market is re-rated and it has got lower price range now. It was holding up between half a penny and 0.8 of a penny, but that's definitely been re-rated by the market there. You can still claim at any time, of course. Zen. Well, so look at Zen. Whoa, Zen. What the heck is happening to the pump on the Zen? I have no words for that. I haven't been following that closely, so I don't have any drivers or anything to suggest on there. But this kind of a bit unexpected on this one. And it's pumped all the way from 5 zeros, 643, all the way to 4 zeros, 2119. It's a pretty big, hefty pump there. That's a pretty hefty pump. And of course, that's up 260%. That's going to be interesting because I have a Zen one coming out, but I don't know if it's going to make it. It's got a Zen one coming out on the 5th of November. I'm not sure if it's going to make it. I think this is going to get sold off, and I'm not going to make that pump. These pumps come and go. So that's pretty much it. So yeah, probably not being able to profit from that, but that would not be too bad. So yeah, cool. So we got people talking about minting 100 wallets, 200 wallets, things like that. They're playing the long game on this. This is a possible play. Despite this pump here, this is a possible play. We'll see how it goes in the future. There's a lot of inflation coming out. And of course, we do have opportunities, I think, in the first 100 days because people are trying to play that short minting game. And of course, there is gaps in that game in terms of the volume that's coming out. So there is a bit of play around that. But instead, the total accumulated Zen out in the market is increasing, right? So even regardless of the fact that a lot of people have got their minting phase 100 days, 200 days, 300 days, 400 days out in the future as well. So cool. I think the number one minting chain so far is Polygon. I think they'll get over 10 million, 10 billion. I think it was the number 10 million accounts. I think, yeah, 10 million. Was it CM rank? Yeah. So I think that's the biggest one so far. So yeah, going to be interesting to see this on that one. And man, 8-9 chains. They are going to have a burning mechanism. So that's probably the driver actually. I just remind myself they're going to have a burning mechanism coming out. This is probably the driver of this price bump. Is the burning mechanism. So I think that's in the next couple of weeks. So looking forward to that. So yeah, they're going to have burning mechanism. They're also got these NFT plays coming up where you can make it tradable. I guess it's kind of like a wrapped stake. A Hex stake, something like that. So they've got a couple of things. That'll be the main driver, I guess, and maybe possibly riding this price up. So cool. What else we got going? I think that was it on there. So let's jump out of Zen. Now PP, PP coin. Everyone loves their PP coin. And let's have a look at this one at the moment. So if I covered everything, I have covered all that. Let's jump over to that. I'm not sure if I had something on this. Yeah, I had Paul Pleb here. Let's pull that up here. Paul Pleb. So Paul Pleb here, 1 hour November here. We are making some improvements to the Paul Pleb win claim page. There may be some service interruption over the next 30 minutes. It was on the 1st of November. We will also distribute missing sacrifice balances as soon as possible. So some people did have that issue. We appreciate your patience. We are Pleb. So they have had some issues with the site and the airdrop. So in terms of actually delivering it, 21 hours ago, when claim Paul Pleb win goes down for maintenance, we are Pleb. Obviously, everybody upset and they're smashing things around. This kid's pretty crazy. So there we are. Bam, man, that's some real anger issues there. Now there is a backup page. Paul Pleb view Versal here. Looks like some sort of backup page here. So you can hit that. I actually didn't hit on that one. So there's a backup page. You could try using that. So if you are having issues, I'll post the link to this this tweet here in case you want to check that out. Backup. So cool. That is the backup page. So that's that one there. People have been having issues. They did put out that you could use refresh and stuff like that. People are obviously confused about how much they can get. You get about 1.4 million, and it's per address. So one per address there, even if you're eligible multiple times over. So it's just one claim per address there. And I think that's pretty much it. So cool. They've been promoting it to the SHIB army and things like that. So that's pretty much it. So yeah, definitely try that out. Now we did have some comments on that. I can't remember where we had that on the where we get that on the price chat. No, the non-PulseChain new tokens chat. I think we had some information up here on that earlier. Yeah, we had some of these. So these notices that came out yesterday. I think we had these updates. Where's the other one? Up here, yeah. So there were some issues. They suggested try and control F5 on Windows. Command Shift R on Mac OS there, removing cache and website data for the past 24 hours, things like that. So there is a couple of updates there if you're having some of those particular issues. But there were bigger issues in terms of some people not being able to get the claim as well. We did have the Hex Pulse Police apparently have approved this. The founder is Hexy Bastard, who's running this project. So apparently the Pulse Police have checked it, stuff like that. So there are a few little updates in our new tokens chat under PulseChain projects as well. Now, if you want to get to the airdrop and free claims, we've got all those at the moment. We've got the Wake free claim. We've got the Paul Pleb free claim with all the sites here. And we've got the Kira airdrop coming up as well for PulseChain, PulseX Sacrifices. Texan token is on at the moment. That is time is ticking on that one, so you need to do that. And of course, Pulse Kittens is coming up as well. Only testing it at the moment, but that's going to be coming up. So we'll probably talk more about that as well. Pulse Kittens. If you like your little kittens, you're going to love that one. All right, so cool. Check that out under PulseChain projects as well. So pretty cool, pretty cool. Now, we are moving up towards 950 members, 918 in Discord at the moment. So a big welcome. There's a few people I wanted to welcome. On November the 1st, we had Elo Agonva, Hexman 1, Joshua Hill, BD1 1974. Joel came in as well. We had Bullcat now and Niles 413. So a big welcome to all those people and many, many more. So cool. All right, so join our Discord, links in the video description. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and hit the bell for this channel as well. So that's kind of where we are there. Let me just jump through some of these. I'm going to close out this. Where we're up to now. I think we're up to yeah. So the claim page, you have to connect your wallet if you're going to claim. And away you can go on that one. So yeah, wish you best of luck there on that one. Let's jump away. I think that was it. At the moment, the price of PP. This is the price of PP live. There is a price. So it's just humming along here. And what's it? Got 5 zeros, 7693. So 7,700 is the price at the moment. Had a little bit of pump earlier. But this is on the hourly chart, by the way. It hasn't been alive that long, right? So let's have a look at the daily. You'll see the daily is just like that. So this is the daily chart. So it's just ticking away at the moment. Yeah, we'll see where it goes with the PP. Poor Pleb. All right, so cool. Some cool airdrops there. Let's jump away from that, and we're going to get into Pulse. We're going to get into our Spotlight speculative project. Now, obviously, this is different from our risk-return trade-off compared to Hex, which is more of a conservative savings project compared to Spotlight, which is a speculative play. But this is kind of the world's first peer-to-peer crypto casino, so it's a little bit of fun for us. And let's see where it goes here. We've got the price at the moment, $11.26. Yesterday, it bottomed out at $10.29, so $11.26 here at the moment. Now, they're doing lots of updates, so we're going to talk about that now because it's going to be a lot of fun. So, obviously, the game is just ticking over here at the moment. So, the game is ticking over, and you can see that people are just playing. And the airdrops, lottery, and burn and staked have just been ticking along nicely. The staked has actually gone up again to 73.82%. So, when we have these price movements, these volatility, then we get more people staking at the moment. So it's been quite a nice little trend there. And you can see all the winners at the moment. How many games are we up to? 3,406 games. This is for 3,406 game on BNB Pot there. And we've got some big announcements coming up for this one. So let's check that out in our Discord. We're going to go to new tokens chat here in Discord. And we've got an announcement here from PSI. So big thanks to community member PSI. This is from Telegram update. Which is where you're going to get most of your updates from BNB Pot. Update to BNB Pot Telegram. Regarding yesterday's maintenance period, we have performed a contract upgrade that now excludes all contracts from entering the games. Obviously, there was an attack vector with flash loans. Flash loan attacks will not be possible anymore, and we can now list tokens with lower liquidity again. So that's really great news. This team is onto it. They picked that up really early. And of course, when you at the frontier of crypto, you're designing these top-notch products with the complicated price calls and all sorts of stuff like that, oracle calls, things like that. Then you need to you're going to have these sort of things happen. So it's pretty cool. This team has got onto it really early. Flash loan attacks will not be possible again anymore, and we are now listing tokens with lower liquidity again. So very, very nice move there. This was always a potential risk, so it's good to see them cover that. We have also made a small correction to accumulated fees, so they should all operate correctly now, which is cool. And of course, you can see that that's on here. So sorry, there, that's where all the stats are at the moment. But it gets better, folks, gets better. We're currently working on a statistics page, which I've been after this big time, including leaderboards, the burn, airdrop, lottery winner information. So very, very nice that is coming. But wait, you thought that was not cool enough. There's more. When everything has been running flawlessly for 72 hours, we will continue our development of roulette and fortune wheel. So they're just trying to make sure that everything is running as planned after they did the maintenance and they covered that attack vector. We will continue our development of roulette and fortune wheel. We have some awesome previews coming up soon. And by the way, Jacob said the roulette wheel UI is looking awesome. So remember that we've got this one game at the moment. And that is the jackpot. And so when we get the roulette wheel, we're just going to get this, hopefully this amplification of income that's even more airdrop, more lottery, more burn. So it all self-fulfills. Very, very cool. So looking forward to that. So cool. What else have we got there? I think that's kind of at the moment. So cool. I think we're about 27,000 out of 100,000 of the participation wallet's been given out so far to winners. So pretty cool. That's the cool thing about the winning is that you can be fairly agnostic about who wins, which I kind of like that too. Yeah, I think someone won with $10 yesterday. Someone won $4,000 with 10 years with a 0.2% chance of winning. That's some crazy stuff right there. Now, obviously, we're focused on staking on this channel because we're wanting to get those sweet, sweet rewards. And it's nice to have a business rather than inflation provide that as a diversification in a crypto portfolio. So it's pretty cool. All right, so we're looking for that. Could be only a couple of weeks away, which is pretty nice for the roulette. Stay tuned. All right, so cool. That's that one on the moment. Currently $11.26. We'll be watching that one out for that. Let's jump out of Maximus as well. So that is the airdrops and all those. We're going to jump out of all those. We'll probably keep the Hedron one open up as well. So at the moment, we've got Hex at 4.393 cents. We've got Hedron at 3.827. Those are our headline projects, of course. And the Hex Daily Stats is coming up there. Day 1,065 will be hot off the press soon. We've probably got only a couple of minutes to wait for that. So looking forward to those results yesterday. Now, yesterday I did the live stream. I forgot to cover day 1064, so we'll try and cover that at the moment before we get the current ones as well. So yesterday we had 1064, 31st of October. The price was down 2.9% there at 4.2 cents. We had a Hex payout of 6.223, which is a good day for Hex stakers, and we're going to be talking about Hex stakers, of course, because it's very important. So the T-share price at 1,059. The T-share rate went up 19.3 yesterday, with someone getting a pretty nice return there, and we're at 24,989.6 on T-shares, which is pretty awesome. So really good value. Let's have a look here. So if you're wondering what T-shares are, Hex is all about T-shares. If you haven't checked out hex.com, the link's in the video description. If you want to find out more information about Hex and get into our Discord, and of course, if you buy Hex at the moment, which you can see is currently at 4.4 cents at the moment, you also get a copy on PulseChain. So kind of like a 2-for-1 deal, which is pretty neat. And of course, Hex has been, it's not guaranteed, but Hex has been famous for getting airdrops. And of course, like I said, I think there's been like at least 10 airdrops to Hex stakers. Some of them have been pretty juicy as well. So you just never know your luck with that side of it. But in any case, a 38% APY for an average stake length of 6.67 years is pretty impressive. So it's kind of where it is at the moment. Check it out, hex.com. Got any questions, get into our Discord. We will be running some workshops, hopefully, in the future around Hex staking on ETH Chain, ETH Power, ETH Fair, and of course, PulseChain when it comes up as well. So stay tuned for that. So share rate up 9.3, almost at 25,000 on share rate. And this is part of the magic source of Hex. And of course, the share rate is only going to go up and to the right. It basically reflects kind of compound interest and returns. And of course, it means that getting in earlier is better as well. So Hex is all about getting early, staking for longer and bigger if you can as well, depending on what you can afford. So it's pretty cool. So let's get into it. Not only do you earn the inflation, the ecosystem, it's a bit like Bitcoin, what we call Bitcoin with a proof of work change. You become, in Bitcoin, you have miners earning the block reward in here, which is the inflation. But in here, you earn the inflation, and that's pretty neat. And it's up at a massive 37.81% on APY. Now, if you were doing really short staking, so you're staking like 30 days, the APY on an annualized basis would be about 9.5%, somewhere like that. So if you're doing a really short staking, but if you stake out longer, pays better in the Hex contract, then you get even more T-shares. And of course, T-shares are what you're after. So when you stake your Hex, you buy Hex, you stake your Hex, that Hex gets burned off the market, reduces circulating supply, and of course, then you get T-shares. That is part of the ownership pool, trillions of shares. And of course, that's what everyone's after in the T-share, because it's kind of like a money printer. What do I mean by that? Let's have a look, short video on what I mean by Hex being a money printer. And of course, let's check it out. Boom. So as you sort of see, Hex mints you get T-shares, and it's going to mint you some Hex dollars, basically. So I hope you enjoyed that fun video there. So it's pretty cool. And yeah, I think that's pretty exciting. So let's get into it. That's what people are after. And of course, on the video title, I've got Hex T-shares will be worth more than a Bitcoin. So you can see that Hex price at the moment is obviously the Hex price. What got snapshot yesterday was 4.238 cents. You could see that we got up 19.3, and the T-share price was 1,059 yesterday. That's huge, right? That's huge. And of course, Bitcoin at the moment, of course, is up at 20,539. So obviously, that's a 20, about a 20x from here to get to the Bitcoin price. But of course, if Hex price rallies at any particular point, that T-share price will just go up through the roof. And we've been pretty close. The highest the T-share price has been is just over $9,000. So that's a 9x from where it is at the moment. So you're actually getting a pretty nice discount entry. And eventually we're going to see the T-share price cross. The Hex price goes up, the T-share rate's going up. So when both of those happen at the same time and we get a rally on the Hex price, you can see the T-share price crossing over the Bitcoin price, depending on what Bitcoin price is at the time. So definitely possible, particularly in a bearish market or when the market's riding up. We get Hex moving uncorrelated to Bitcoin. Then you will see a good chance of that playing out in the future. Hex itself is getting more scarce, and we've covered that many times on this channel. With the circulating supply, that increases the propensity for less Hex to be sold into the liquidity pools, and of course, in turn, a bigger chance of a price rise subject to supply and demand. But of course, that is what we're looking for on the supply side. So very exciting future for the Hex. So that's pretty cool. Those are some of the headline numbers for that yesterday. We're at the 211 million in liquidity pool. We're going to jump to the T-shares, 10,444,000 T-shares yesterday, down slightly. We had 9.74% of all Hex stake yesterday. We had almost 1.7 million penalties yesterday. We had increase of 16 wallets, 50 stakers increase, and 180 in terms of the total holders. But that was day 1064. Day 1065 has just come up while I was talking about it. So we're on the 1st of November here now. We got a price increase of 3.4% to 4.383. So very nice. Heading into this Fed interest rate rise, it's a pretty good position to be in. We've got the payout per T-share 6.22. Look at this. The last 3 days, Hex stakers have not only earned inflation, but penalties. Where do the penalties come from? People that are ending their stakes late after 2 weeks, or people that are early in staking, things like that. These are where the penalties come from. And of course, the stakers get 50% of those, and the other 50% goes to the origin account, which is, I always see, is kind of like a financial operator, and of course has not sold Hex, and kind of helps regulate inflation and the APY as well, because it stakes a certain amount, something like 11-12% of Hex staked is the OA wallets. And of course, they're getting a Hex, and a Hex is not sold, so that lowers the effective inflation. And of course, the APY regulates as well, depending on how much they're staking. Depends on how much the APY is for the inflation as well. And of course, they also get 50%, some of the penalties in that as well. In terms of the rewards, they also get 50% of the penalties as well. So you can sort of see that's a pretty cool regulator in the old Hex ecosystem if you look at it from that point of view. So we've got an increase in the share rate, 5.7. Man, we're so close to 25,000 on the share rate, 24,995. We've got a slight increase on the T-share price to 1,095. That can change very quickly. Hex price goes up starts moving on another parabolic up and to the right. That can change very quickly. And the share rate, the base amount, so it's the share rate times the price of Hex is giving us the T-share price. And of course, the share rate is not coming down; it's only going up. So as soon as the Hex price does a recovery, obviously it's down 95%. I think it's down about 90% now. Then that's just going to be huge, right, in terms of recovery. So massive. The average stake length is 6.67 years for Hex, and we've got a 37.78% APY. That includes yield. Yield is inflation, normally up to 3.69%, plus early in-stake penalties as well. So looking really nice on the returns. Paid out in Hex, of course, the US dollar price can move around. We had 212 million in the liquidity pool of Hex yesterday. We're down to 198.9, which is very cool. We all wanted to get under 100 million, right? That's when we really got a nice little healthy Hex price there. Looking forward to that. We're back over 13 million on the USDC side in the pool, and almost 1,400 ETH in the pool as well. So cool for trading. T-shares down 10,724. It's a pretty big day on the decrease. And obviously got the stakes coming out. And we have 10,433,000 T-shares in the ownership pool. Hex is easy to understand. We have a reward pool with inflation and penalties. We have an ownership pool with T-shares. And of course, if we get any changes in those, then the Hex payout for T-share changes. That's Hex in a nutshell. And of course, obviously, the more people that stake, the slightly lower reward. The less people, slightly higher reward. All things equal there. Let's jump over to the stake percentage of coins. 9.75% is staked, just up slightly from yesterday's number. We've got another good day in the office for penalties, 1.6 million. So the last 3 days have been really nice for penalties. And of course, if you staked your Hex, you got your T-shares as your money printer, which is pretty cool. We've got change in holders up 38 wallets to 312,000. The stakers, which is the headline number really, 27 to 111,466. So if you haven't looked at Hex, check it out. Hex.com's in the video description. And of course, if you have any further questions, get into our Discord. We've got plenty of people, community leaders, Brian and Fat Sammy, and lots of moderators to be able to help you out with that too. So cool. We're up 201 holders there to 505,826. So over 500,000. And that's what been around for about 3 or 4 weeks now. So doing pretty well. We're up to 1,066 days is the current day number for Hex since Hex started. And of course, once we get to day 1,095, we'll be at our 3rd year birthday, 2nd of December 2022. And of course, after that, we'll be in our 4th year for Hex. So getting really, really mature in terms of the crypto ecosystem. And of course, one of the few tokens to do over 10,000x or hit 10,000x in the bull market that we just had. So one of the few tokens to do that sort of thing. and well over 20,000 if you've been staked as well. So cool, depending on when you're staked, of course, but definitely awesome. So 10,066. So we've definitely counted down. What's that? Down to 29 days or so to go until Hex's 30-year birthday. So look forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's the Hex Daily Stats, folks. And of course, and on Twitter, Richard Hart, the founder of Hex, and of course the founder of PulseChain. When it launches, if you don't like what T-shares, if you don't know what T-shares are, you're not going to make it. So definitely, if you have any further questions on T-shares, I briefly went over them on this live stream, and to get into our Discord and find out what they are. They really are that money printer that mints you Hex. So pretty cool. All right, so very cool on that one. Hex at the moment, 4.4 cents. Hedron at a 3.827. We're up to it now in 6 minutes on the live. We've got Bitcoin at 20,552, 1584 on ETH, Dodge at 14.4, BNB at 324. Those two there benefiting from the Twitter takeover by Elon Musk. And of course, man, that can be a big deal, particularly if they, Dodge in particular is used to as a currency native to Twitter. So that's one thing there. That's kind of adoption's kind of cool. So that's pretty much it on there. If you haven't gone to Discord link is in the video description. And of course, you can join in. And we are looking to try and have some workshops coming up. We'll let you know how we go when they do come out there. We're going to try to look at Hex, obviously out of state Hex on each chain, and other topics like that will be useful. We're going to do a bit of a reach out to the community to ask them what they are particularly interested in. So expect us to reach out on Discord and on here on YouTube as well. It's going to be pretty cool. If you are watching this after the live stream, leave any comments about workshops that you'd like to see. We'll respond to those and add them to our list as well. We appreciate the input from the community. Let's get into some of the comments here. We're going to leave it on the Hex chart. Let us scroll back here. We're going to leave it on the Hex chart there. We've currently got the price at 4.4 cents. Let's see who else is in the house. That's pretty much the topics that I had for today. We've got a bit of a video or two to play out, so I hope you guys enjoy that. If you haven't seen the Super Heavy launch, I think it's been over a year since the last one launched. Here is a video of that, so check it out.
We can see those grid fins steering the boosters for a precise landing. Again, we're attempting landing zone 1 and 2. There we just heard sonic booms. And there you have it. As indicated by the enormous cheers, we have successfully landed both Falcon Heavy side boosters at landing zone 1 and landing zone 2.
Yeah, it never gets old, that stuff. It reminds me of the Thunderbirds with the old ships landing on the island and things like that. Here's another one with a particularly good view. This must be right on the right at the NASA base here. It's pretty awesome too.
There they are, right there.
So you gotta love that, man. This looks amazing, really is. So if you're inspired, hopefully that inspires you because it is pretty cool. Amish says you're the man, Hex Token. I appreciate the Amish. A big shout out to you. 100% nylon, yeah, on the old rap video. That rap video is pretty funny with Richard's video there with the rap video. I don't know if I've got that still. Have I got that still? Yeah, I have. We might play that on the way out. So pretty cool. Ted Nelson says just claim my PP. $2.61 gas, not bad, says Ted. Nice one. So it seems to be working for Ted Nelson on the old PP claim there. Remember, you can find all the airdrops in our Discord under airdrops free claims. So you can find all the airdrops that are on at the moment. See whether you qualify. Just hit through the links if you have any questions. I'm sure there's people in the chat that can help you with that. So it's coming up. Fat says Pulse Bitcoin on ETH and Pulse. 26 likes. Smash the hitchhiker on the left. Yeah, definitely smash the likes there. We're up to 39. Yeah, definitely smash likes. Maybe I should focus on more smash liking in the YouTube there. Shano's in the house there. Hey, good to see you, Shano. PLSD. Yep, it's doing pretty well there. Brazilji says, for your information, cost me $36 to end a 760-day Hex stake, says Briz. And what else we got there? Sandy's Beaches in the house there. I'm waiting for the weight token. Yep, a lot of people are waiting for that. That's for sure. Hex says, I've DCA'd, dumped my weight some time ago at a decent price, not touching my PP yet, says Hex. Yeah, true. That's pretty funny. Let's have a look here. BC in the Matrix says, I believe I can fly Zen. Yeah, definitely pumping there. That burning, I think it's the burning that's causing the people to accumulate the market tokens there. Making more wallets with small sacks was a good idea. RH did sackers will get something airdrops here. Hey, that's a good point. So I talked about this many times on this channel, is that when there are good projects that are sacrificed, remember you got to separate the good from the rubbish ones. But if there are good projects, obviously like PulseChain, and Hex, and for example, staking with Hex, then if you get Genesis addresses or you get Hex stakes, then other teams like to attract that community and airdrop to you. So that's kind of what we see. This ecosystem, like no one else. I don't know any system that gets even close to Hex and PulseChain in terms of the airdrops that you can get. It is a upside potential, obviously not part of the underlying product tokenomics. But man, it has been pretty special. And often when we had the sacrifices on, people doing, we were talking about people doing multiple wallets. Even if you sacrifice just a little bit, like $10 or whatever on multiple accounts, then that could end up being to your benefit. And of course, that has been the case, and it's something that I do a regular basis because it can be very lucrative, as we've seen with poor Pleb and crypto kitties and not crypto kitties, kittens or whatever, pulse kittens or that. Yeah, pulse kittens, things like that. Chris says I have no problems to claim my PP. Nice. There is the backup page, as I said earlier. I'm assuming if sacrifice with the pool, I have to wait for the pool to distribute the token. Great White says I've given up on PP for now. Try both yourselves, and not happening, says Great White. Yeah, some people have been issues with that for sure. What else there? I sat for Power City. It was $60, and when I claim, it says sorry, that address isn't eligible. I'm not sure about that one. You may have to contact the team in Telegram about that, Christian. Sounds pretty specific there. I got my PP from Sacrifice and also claimed the airdrop. I got PP to connect and approve, but the page never said how many sacks were rewarded or how many PP were dropped, says Wallace. Okay, cool. Yeah, there's a few issues there. I'd probably get with all these issues and get into the Discord there. We have obviously got a few updates in the new tokens chat. But these are quite specific, so you might want to go to the actual Telegram and ask the PP people there about that. Hex Huddle, man, family channel, dude, family channel. What else there? Family channel. Yes, Sandy's got that right. What else there? A lot of airdrops. That's cool. Yeah, that's good to have so many airdrops. We've got at least 5 currently in the airdrop Discord there. So there's currently 5 in here. Pulse Kittens, Texan Token. They're not all open yet, but they've got 5 listed there, either open or coming up for accessibility. So it's cool. All right, cool. What else there? We've got audio keeps coming out. Let me jump back to the Hex price there. Audio keeps coming out. Is it just me? I'm not sure. Hopefully it's okay now. What else there? Yeah, someone won over 1,000 for the BNB pot. Yeah, I saw even better, $10 40K, which I thought was pretty cool. 0.2% chance or something like that. Tim Top's in the house there. What's up, Tim Top? Good to see you. What else there? We've got a few others. Life changer, all hail King Richard. Yeah, King Richard. We're looking forward to it. Yeah, more proof of weight, as we say, with the weight token. More proof of weight for PulseChain. We are stakers, not gamblers. That's true, Briss. That's true. Sitting back and letting the game work. So these are 2 models that you have, right? You have typically an inflationary model, or you have a business model. A business models are really cool. If you're going to have a diverse portfolio, you have one that's business model like BNB Pot, particularly with the top-notch gaming and the gamification. It's got a business, and the business is rolling into you tokens. You're just sitting back, you stake your BNBP. That's just going to tick over every day. Tick, 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 tick. And of course, it's going to go ups and downs with the price. But meanwhile, you're just going to tick that volume over. And it's got a burn in it. It's got all the tokenomics to help over time just churn that up and value. So it's going to be pretty cool. So yeah, definitely staking focus there. We're going to see that in Power City too. So people, I did a video on how do you get Pulse, and obviously it was all around about Power City. They're going to have at least 5 businesses, maybe even more, because they've got more potential in the roadmap. And that's all going to feed fees into buying Pulse for you if you're staking the weight tokens, the watt token, sorry. So that's going to be lucrative too. I think it's really nice to have some of these top tier projects that are making got businesses, that are actual businesses and feeding in fees. Hey, can't ask for better than that. It's like really, really cool. Lazy Hexsense audio is okay, great. Katie's in house there, Hex. Yeah, definitely Hex. Let's go Hex Brazology, he says, yep. So I like to put it this way, this channel is mostly, like 90% get into the rich hard tokens ecosystems. They're the best of the best. They're the gold standard. But of course, in crypto, there are always opportunities, and particularly what I call probable plays. It's okay to have a couple of possible plays, but really the probable plays are these projects going to do well as well, because obviously you can make good coin in the short term. So it's always good to have a little bit in these plays, which is where we head on this channel. Trying to get that balance right is very key. Tintop says, get your t-shirts now. Get the copy. Don't chase shiny objects. We are so close, says Tintop. Nice advice there as well. What else there? Discord raid, says Fat Sammy. It's come from our Discord, which is cool. There's the Discord link if you want to join up to our Discord as well. What else there? Let's jump through that. Amazing. It says around the spaceships. Yeah, definitely awesome, awesome stuff there. Holy heck, at the speed they come in, those rockets. That's true. What else there? We got bring on Starship. Can you imagine, says Cliffy? I know it's going to be mind-blowing when the Starship takes off. I've been watching videos on that every day. I'm really into that. So I've been watching the updates on the old SpaceX rocket development there. I can't believe I forgot the name of the Super Heavy earlier before. It just happens. Sometimes it happens. Please share the link to the Prada RH music video I want to share. Yeah, I think I've got that on the Discord, I think. Did I post it on the Discord? We got that on the Discord. Let me have a look here. Promotions toolkit. Put it in there. No, I put this one here. I'll post it in after the live stream. Wait, I'll put that in there. All right, cool. What else we got there? Only 17 days to go, folks, to claim your Texan token, says Rango. So good. Well, nice one there, Rango. Tintot says a word of caution about Elon. The track record of dumping on your heads after the pumping. Don't forget, he's not a savior. He's only plays at one on Twitter, says Tintop. What else we got there? Tintop, Sandy Beach says, I got the answer. If sacrifice with the pool for PP, you will get it in your wallet. So there we are. There's the answer there. I guess it's for the Power City pool. You'll get it in your wallet there. What else there? Keep the airdrops coming, says J-Man. Definitely do that. And sounds fine. Good. Actually says, Superman, how are the launch date predictions looking from everybody that you took for a while? Yeah, let's quick look at that. Let's go and check out what they are like. Back in here somewhere. PulseChain projects sweepstake. Let's have a look. Man, we must be knocking off a few more people, that's for sure. Brazology's right at the end, so Brazology's feeling pretty safe right now. He's the last one with the last date on here. Maybe I should do another round. Maybe we should do one tomorrow. But we've been knocking out so many people out of this list. We had 4 rounds on this, remember? I think we got the rounds up here somewhere. Where are the rounds? I'm pretty sure we had here. They are here. Round 1, 2, 3, and 4. So round 2 was red. Round 1 is white, so there's no in there. Round 3 is green, and round 4 we had on 22nd of June. That was this pink, which is we're using that to knock people off anyway. So I'm double using that color for some reason, but weird. But hey, all right. So let's knock off everybody. We've got OX Will there, Wookie, Wookie there, Sheila Marie, Mikey. They're all out. So what the date is today? 2nd November. I'll do the 1st November since it's American time. Let's go all the way up here. So Lord Thrash West. We haven't seen Lord Thrash West around for a while. Love Rich. Haven't seen Love Rich for a while. Unimax. Hex Huddle's in the chat, of course. HP Blockchain. I think we'll think HP Blockchain for a while too. Sorry, Hex Huddle. So you're off the list there, as well as Wookie as well. So that's pretty much it. There's a few others in there. So cool. We're coming up here. Still got Crypto Jax 3. I've seen him around in a while. Haven't seen Rod or Ace55. There's quite a few names here I haven't seen for a while. But definitely coming up here. Lights Beneath, of course, always here. Always a pleasure to see Lights Beneath in the chat with the ultimate Hex strategy. So on the 22nd, so still room to move. We've got a couple of people in there. Pumpkin Owl, Hex Biker. Hex Biker's from round 1, by the way. Look at that. Hex Biker from round 1. So that's pretty cool. Top Chick, Warp Impulse, Scotty, Robin Hood, Stevie D, Chris P. Bacon, Yeah, we might do that. We might do that tomorrow. Maybe we should do that, or I could even do a second live stream, and maybe we do that tomorrow. Have a double live stream, do a PulseChain one. What do you guys think? Brazology there is at the end there on the 30th of June, feeling pretty happy with himself, no doubt, at the moment. So that's kind of it. Not many lanes left on there after 4 rounds. So we probably maybe do a round 5. What do you guys think? Just type a 5 in the chat there if you think we should do a round 5 for the PulseChain rewards there. There is a reward with that. I just can't remember what it was going to be, but Brian knows. I just can't remember. We've got Hex at 4.4 cents. We've got Hedron at 3822 at the moment. And we've got BTC at 2583 and ETH at 1589. That's kind of where we are at this stage. We're coming to an hour and 21. Did I leave that big comment on there while I was talking about that? Sorry about that. I apologize. Paul Pleb. Yeah, cool. That was your earlier comment, wasn't it, Sandy? I stall for the December 26th, says Astri. Yep, you're still safe there, Astri. DB Cooper, and how's that? Hey, 1 day closer. 5 Hex and so 5. You will do a round 5. That sounds good to me. Can you put mine in now? March the 1st, says Sandy Beach. I just closed it, Sandy. I missed your comment. We have to do it tomorrow. 5 says Astri. Yeah. Hopefully not that far away, Astri. Crypto Dan says, hi guys, good to see Crypto Dan. 5 says 10,000. Yeah, we'll do one tomorrow. We'll do another sweepstake round 5 tomorrow. I think that's a good idea. Hexton's got December the 3rd. Yeah, we've closed the thing. We're going to do it tomorrow, but stay tuned for that. We'll probably do a whole session, special live stream on the Pulse launch prediction. All right, so cool. What else? I think we're going to get up to a couple of things. We're going to wrap up now. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget, if you want to get into Discord and get into the conversation, if there's anyone going on, get that. We're hanging up to 950 members. Maybe you can be one of those members. If you love good information, good community, get in there. And a big shout out to our community leaders, Brian and Fat Sammy, our community moderators, KD, Wookie, Sandy Beach, many others. I'm going to be doing a few changes in the moderator team. So there'll be a few requests out there to people. And of course, we've got lots of other people in there as well. If you're a YouTube Hex Token channel member, you can hit the join button. We've got Pulskins, Hexkins, Rich Heart Club, 3 memberships. You also get a purple name here, or pink name inside the Hex Token ecosystem as well, if you're a member supporting this channel. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. I hope you guys enjoy it. Catch me for tomorrow, 2 more live streams, because I think we're going to have 2 tomorrow, just the way it's going to be. That was so long. Please do it on the early live stream. Hey, Sandy Beach, what I might do is I might just take a few people's guesses tomorrow in the first live stream, and then we'll end up doing what are we going to do? We're going to end up and then having everybody else come in the second one. That sounds like a good idea. What else there? I think that's it. So cool. All right, so take care, everybody. I will catch you again tomorrow, and I look forward to it. I will see you then. What else? I think that's it. Let's play out some cool stuff. Take care, everybody. We're going to peace on out. Peace on out. Subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. Catch you tomorrow. See ya.
$1,000 Valentino Rockstud purse, my $3,000 Prada jacket, $2,000 Prada shirt, $2,000 or $3,000 Prada pants, Prada glasses, Prada hat, Prada bracelet, and it's all Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off. Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off.
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.
Bye.